I feel fully aligned with the mission and the values of this university, and I'm excited to be working with so many people, so many faculty members, so many staff who are focused on that mission and who really care about student success. As I've talked to students over the time that I've been here, I recognize that we have a competitive advantage, and that is that our students feel connected to faculty. I ask students, did you have a good experience at UVU? Are you having a good experience? What's making it a good experience? And I get some version of the faculty care about me. They care about my success, they care about my future, I get to know them, and that's really valuable to me. They feel engaged in the learning community. They feel engaged with professions that they're going to, and it's because faculty help them do that and provide hands-on learning activities that really help them become engaged and fulfilled in their course of study. It takes the form of service learning, it takes the form of significant projects, again, engagement with practice. There are many ways that our students are engaging. But one of the things that I'm a little bit concerned about is whether we're at risk of losing that competitive advantage, because higher education is in a period of disruption. You know, there are online programs that are popping up all over the place, and we're only going to remain competitive if we're relevant and we're successful in providing connection and engagement for our students. You know, throughout history, there have been all kinds of new technologies that have disrupted higher education. You know, a long time ago, it was the printing press. During our lifetimes, it's been things like the calculator and the computer. And now more recently, there are things like online education and artificial intelligence that are disruptors. And there are going to be others besides those. But the thing that's going to keep us relevant is being connected with our students and providing engagement for them that's meaningful in their careers and meaningful in their educational experience while they're here on campus. I know that this is hard work. I've enjoyed being in higher education for over 30 years, and I've found this to be a fulfilling, fun thing to do and have enjoyed it. And I know that you're here because you enjoy that part of the mission too. So this is something that I believe that we can do and that we must do in order to maintain that competitive advantage. So I'm asking for each of you to be willing to help this summer by participating in one or two task force activities. So the first task force that I have in mind is to focus on connection and engagement, especially in our online classes. You know, 3 years ago, we were teaching the vast majority of our classes face-to-face. Then with the pandemic, we all had to pivot over and do everything online. And then as we've pivoted back at the end of the pandemic, we're teaching a lot more courses online than we used to. Even more than half of our student credit hours are now online. And so that's a big change. I think we're at risk if we're not providing the same kind of high-level engagement and connection with students that we used to in our face-to-face courses. If these online courses aren't capturing that kind of connection and opportunity for students to engage, then we could lose that competitive advantage that I'm talking about. Again, some of our faculty are finding innovative ways to make meaningful connections in their online classes, and I love that. I've been hearing about that. But I want all of us to really ask ourselves, are there things that we can do to learn from those faculty who are doing amazing things? Can we become more effective in sharing best practices if we're doing some great things? Can we be more effective in sharing that with some of our colleagues? Many of you know about the greenhouse in the Woodbury School of Business. I think it's an excellent example of what I'm talking about. Here we have a team of people who are working really hard, led by David Presbila, and they're creating really innovative experiences for our students that connect them with practice in meaningful ways, that connect them with faculty in meaningful ways, and there are a lot of meaningful aspects of this effort. I know you've heard about it, but I invite you to dig down into the details of exactly what they're doing and how they're delivering that product to our students, because there are some really innovative practices that I think are transferable to other disciplines within the business school. One task force is engagement, connection, particularly in our online classes. And then a second is an artificial intelligence task force. Again, we've all heard about ChatGPT, but we're just scratching the surface of how AI is going to impact higher education and the workforce moving forward. So how do we teach up and coming technologies like AI without encouraging unethical behavior like cheating and cutting corners? And how do we prepare our students for what the workforce will look like when they're ready to enter, even though it's constantly changing? You know, I think about Wayne Gretzky, famous hockey player, and he was once asked, you know, why were you such a great player? And he said, I skate to where the puck is going to be. I don't skate to where the puck is. And that's kind of what we've got to do with these new technologies, is we've got to be thinking about where is the puck going to be and skate that direction. And so that's what I'm hoping this task force can work on this summer. Several faculty members, Jim Mortensen, Jared Chapman, John Westover, Leo Chan, Rachel B, they're already talking about how to integrate AI into higher education. And I think it's important that we get together and discuss ideas on how to work with these technologies rather than just attempting to shut them out. Or we can prepare our students for the future and regain our competitive advantage by increasing theirs. Again, I appreciate that people have things to do this summer and travels to participate in and so forth. And there'll be ways to participate that I think will be fairly seamless, but we need to come together and we need to remember our why. You know, I came to UVU because I believe we have a great opportunity to build something really special. There are great things that are already happening here that we get to build upon, and we're capable of building something that's really special. And I think we can do it more quickly than our competitors nearby, because there are so many of you who care about the mission of UVU and care about creating great opportunities for students. We have faculty and staff who are dedicated to making these things happen, to creating an amazing student experience. And again, that's why I left a relatively easy gig about an hour north of here, because I want to be part of building something really special, even more amazing than what we already have. Doing this together is going to be a lot of fun. I look at the fun that the faculty who are working in the greenhouse are having, and we can replicate that, and we can make that happen all across the school. So I invite you to participate in meaningful ways in these task forces and to consider in your own specific classes, what can I do to increase engagement? How can I incorporate disruptive technologies into my classes in a way that better prepares my students for their careers? So if you're interested in either one of these task forces, please let your department chair know. We're looking to launch these task forces as soon as possible, and so please get back to us in the next week or so that we can have some meaningful things to come out of our efforts this summer that will help us move forward in fall semester and beyond. It's a privilege to be here working with you, and I look forward to the work ahead to create great programs for our students and build upon the amazing programs that we already have. So thank you.